Mimsy, I mean, sorry. We're not in Pokemon here. Hey everyone, there's Just Like Us, and today I'm bringing you my Kickstarter preview of Familiars and Foes, a cute cooperative game with adorable critters and an occult theme. A big thank you to Horrible Adorables for providing me with a prototype copy. And yes, please keep that in mind while watching this video. This is a prototype copy and the production version will differ from it. I'll speak about that a bit later. Today's video will be a little bit different than usual. Instead of a regular review, I would like to show you directly how the game is played. So I will first play through the game two-handed and then give you my review for it before I will give you a bit more information about the project. When this video is uploaded to YouTube, the project is still live. So if you like what you see here, I highly encourage you to check out the Kickstarter page. You'll find the link in this video description as usual. Also, feel free to use the timestamps, but bonus points for you if you watch the entire video. Alright, before we get started, let me just quickly set up the game for a two-player session. Alright, and that should be the entire setup. You can see this game does take up a lot of table space. I had to pull up the camera quite a lot, but I think this way it's okay. You can see here on the right that I put everything, that I don't have it all like symmetrical here, right? But I think that is going to be okay. I had no other way of recording this, but I think this way it works pretty well actually. Let me kind of show you the setup here so you know what you're seeing here. Then I would suggest just to jump right into the gameplay and I'll explain as we go from there. So we do have our main tableau here, which is really cool. It's like a cloth thing, which is really nice. I like that. That's a pretty cool thing. And then we have like 4 waves here. Wave 1, 2, 3, and 4. And wave 1 to 4 foes. And I will come to that, I will get to that when we actually play the game. But these are the 4 waves we need to defeat. And then we win the game. We lose the game if both of our heroes are dead, like defeated before that time comes. Then here we have like room to put our foes that we play against. I set up the game on normal, so you can have it on easy, normal, and I think hard. And then it depends on the player count. I'm simulating a 2-player game here. So this is like the normal setup for a 2-player game. It is pretty tough, so I don't know if I can win, but I will just want to show you how the game works anyway, right? Then down here we have the turn tracker, and we see like this cute toad here that will track whose turn it is. And then we have like our 2 heroes here, so we know who whose turn it will be. So first it will be Nutterson's turn, then Mimsy's, and then the foes, and then we start from the beginning again. Then we also have a coin here that we need for specific things, and then we also have a d20 that we need for attacking and doing magic. And then also we have like a few trackers here for the enemy's health. And that's pretty much all you see here on the right. It's quite simple as well. We have our 2 heroes. I will play with Mimsy and Droplet, and also with Nutterson the Third and Astro. They both have their regular card. That is, these 2 attacks are pretty much similar, but we can unlock like stronger spells later on over here. So that will be pretty cool. And then also each one of them has an artifact that they can use. And each of them also has a special ability that we can use up to 3 times. So I chose Mimsy because Mimsy has the special ability Healing Water. So they can return any one familiar, so that means Nutterson or themselves, to full HP, to full health. And this is pretty cool. This is very helpful because you will be losing a lot of HP. You see here like the magic bar and the health bar, so we need to track these with these cool transparent droplets here. And Nutterson the Third and Astro, their special ability is Mystic Mirror. Reflect all damage, like all attack from a foe's attack onto that foe. All other effects of the foe's roll are cancelled. But we need to declare that before a foe's attack. So it's kind of a risky thing, right? Whether we want to use that ability or not. But it can actually really help. And then we have like our magic attacks here. It just says here like we have the simple, strong, elemental spell, restorative spell, So we can heal. We can either like exchange magic for health, or exchange magic for, or health for magic. And then we also have like simple, strong elemental spells that cost 1, 3, and 2 magic, and do like, and we have to do like make a specific roll, and then we have a result, right? There is like this elemental spell that we can only use if we use it against an element we are strong against. So Mimsy is a water elemental, so they are strong against fire. And Nadosin's alignment is Aether, and it's strong against Aether as well, right? Kind of like the dragon thing in Pokemon. Okay, and then we also have like this training scroll, and there's specific things that our heroes need to do. They're actually the same for each hero. So summon the toad is that spell, or we do a physical attack, or a strong elemental spell, ballyhoo, special ability, artifact. These are all things I will talk about later as we play. But whenever we do one of these things successfully, then we can put like a cube on there. And if we have like all 6 cubes on here, then we can turn over the card, and then we have stronger spells that we can use. So that is really cool. Also, we have like our 2 artifact cards here. And for that, let me just go a little bit closer here. So we have 4-leaf clover. That is for Nadosin the Third in Astro. So the owner can give this card to another familiar to use in their next turn. So it needs to be used the next turn. And then choose an attack action to perform, roll twice, and use the total to determine the effects of the action. The total is greater than 20, add +2. So we need to roll like 10 with each roll on average. And then we can add 2 attack. That is not too bad. And then Mimsy, sorry, we're not in Pokemon here, has Spicy Boys, Fire Ants in the Pants. The owner can flip a coin. And then if we have like the eye, all foes attacks backfire this round. So they damage themselves. And if not, then half the foe attacks backfire. So that is really cool. That is really good, because it is a win situation in any case. So let me just show you all the cards that you didn't see close up yet. These are the beginner spell scroll and the training scroll with the little achievements we have here. And then here we have the same for Nadosin the Third. And let me just show you this here close up, all of that, so you can see how the game board or the cloth looks like. Here's the cute toad that will determine whose turn it is. And I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, I suggest we can now start playing. So how this essentially works is that we always look at the turn tracker down here where the toad is, and then see whose turn it is. So Nadosin the Third would now start, right? Nadosin the Third in Astro. So what we can do in our turn is we can do one action, like one main action, and that is either to use to cast a spell. So one of these beginner spells here, right, for Nadosin. We can also perform a physical attack. I didn't speak about that yet. Oops. So if we go a little bit more into close up again, then you can see here that we can do a physical attack. So that's the planetary punch for Nadosin the Third. And if we roll a 1 to 6, then we miss. If we roll a 7 to 16, we hit with 1 damage. And 7 to 20 would be a critical hit with 3 damage. And you see there is no magic that we need to invest in order to actually use that, which is really helpful. And that's also one of our tasks here for our achievement, which is pretty important. And just another small disclaimer, I put the camera up a lot, so I hope that that the exposure and also the focus are okay. It's kind of hard to balance that with such a big play area, but I think it's going to be okay. I will edit everything necessary in post. Okay, so and how this will now continue is that we will have to look at our wave 1 that's over here, and then we will have to see like what happens, right? So first of all, there is like a wizard we are trying to rescue. This is Terra, the Earth Pixie. Let me just show her close up so you can see here, Terra, the Earth Pixie, and they all have like a specific ability down here. But the thing is that that these wizards and witches we are trying to rescue, they have a specific alignment. This is Earth, and our families don't have the alignment, so we just discard that. Usually we could use that one this round for the respective familiar if the alignment would match, and use that ability. So Terra, we will rescue her, but we will not be able to actually use her ability. And then we turn over that foe. So in our first wave, we will be fighting Nephiline or Nephiline. Let's call it Nephiline. Alignment Aether, which is good because Nothers in the Third also has that alignment. A special Mirror Mantle. Families who successfully cast attack spells on this foe lose 1 health. So that is pretty dangerous. And here we see like the rolls, the attacks. Also, like we have the reward here. I will speak about that later. And here we have the HP guide, right? So we're playing with 2 familiars. So the foe has 15 HP. So we take this one here and we put the tracker here on the 15. All right. So let's start with our first fight. So it is Nothing in the Third's turn, as I said, right? So we need to do one of the 3 things, as I said. So either we need to cast a spell, we can also perform a physical attack, or we can use an artifact. Like one of these 3 things we need to do. And I think I will just start damaging because we have that alignment here. So I can actually use the Celestial Snare, which costs 2 magic. We need a roll of 5 or higher, and we do 4 damage against either enemies, right? So let us just spend 2 magic points and then roll and hope that we get a 5 or better, and we got an 8, so that's fine. So we do those 4 damage. So we just reduce the foe's HP by 4. As simple as that. It gets a little bit more complicated when we start using more spells and the special abilities and everything, but that's pretty much it. We also have optional things, right? So we can use our special ability at pretty much any time. And we can also use like the foe's reward or like a witch or wizard's reward if we have one. And also we can do a ballyhoo, which is pretty cool. And that's like one of the main things of this game, or one of the most interesting things about this game, because that's something that I have never seen before. So now we did one of our beginner attack spells. Oh no, right here. Right, so we do have that other scrolls later on. These are then the advanced spells here. But we used a beginner spell successfully and dealt damage. So what Mimsy, the other familiar, can now do is take the coin, flip it. That's called the ballyhoo, right? So Mimsy shouts out ballyhoo, and then we can just flip that coin. If it lands on the open eye, then Mimsy can off turn, although it's not their turn, deal 2 more damage to the foe. But if the eye is closed, then Mimsy will receive 1 damage. It will backfire, right? So definitely ballyhoo. So Mimsy will now not deal damage, right? That's the closed eye. So unfortunately, it will backfire and Mimsy will receive 1 damage. But that's pretty cool because that way you can rack up more damage even when it's not your turn. That is really cool. All right. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So now we move the toad further, and now it's Mimsy's turn. Mimsy will not be able to do the elemental spell because it's only strong against. You can only use it against fire. So either we could do a cloud burst, 3 magic, but we will have to roll a 9 or higher. With an 8 or lower, it would backfire. We could also just summon the toad, which is pretty easy, just does 1 damage. But we would actually cross off one of our things here. By the way, we also did the elemental spell, so Nodison already gets 1 cube here. So 1 of 6 tasks is done. Okay, so Mimsy, I think I will summon the toad. That means that costs 1 magic point, and we need a roll of 3 or higher, which we did with an 18. Wow. So that is now, that was 1 damage. So the Nephiline is now down to 10. And because we did that, first of all, we get that cube on Summon the Toad. And also, Nothing the Third can attempt a ballyhoo, and definitely we will do that. So let's hope that we will be more lucky today. Yeah, we are. So that's the open eye. So it means 2 more damage to the foe. And also, because ballyhoo is also one of the things. So Nothing did a successful ballyhoo here. So that's the second cube over there. Okay. And that was pretty much Nodison's turn. Well, I mean, that was pretty much Mimsy's turn. Now I'm thinking, Nadasen could now use Mystic Mirror and reflect all the foe's attack back. But I think we will save that for later because we can only use it 3 times here, right? So I think we will not do that for now. Alright, and then we move our toad further here. And now it's the foe's turn. So Nephilim will now attack. So we will... Oh, by the way, familiars who successfully cast attack spells on this foe lose 1 health. That is something that we did with each of them. So both of them will have to lose 1 HP retroactively. I forgot about that. And now Nephilim, we will roll for Nephilim and see how much damage they do. 6. So 6 would be 2 damage and loss of 2 magic. So, and you see, they always attack all familiars at the same time. So that is the tough thing. Both of them now lost 2 health and 2 magic. You see, we're already not doing too well, and we're just in the first of 4 waves. And that's pretty much it. So now we continue here. Now it's Nadasen's turn again. Nadasen will do the same thing. Well, we also need our... Well, we can also unlock our spells later on, right? Because I really want to use that special ability again, because we do have that Aether enemy. So I think I will do that. So that is 2 magic. And we need to roll a 5 or higher. Let's do that. That's a 14. So we now do 4 damage here. And that's that. Did I do everything correctly? I think I did. So and Mimsy will attempt a ballyhoo again, which costs us a magic. And let's see. Well, that did not go well, so we'll definitely lose an HP, and Nadasen will also lose HP because of that successful spell there. So you see, we're doing not too great, but we can heal later on with healing water, so we will do that. Alright, so then we continue. It's Mimsy's turn. Let's see. Mimsy still didn't get that ballyhoo. We could now do maybe a physical attack or another spell. You know what, let's get the physical attack out of the way, I think. So let's do a physical attack, so we can cross off a few things here. Well, but then we can't attempt a ballyhoo, right? It might be better to do... Let's do a strong spell. We need a 9 or higher. Let's just hope we can get that. That costs us 3 magic. Cloudburst, 9 or higher would be good. That is a 3, which is 8 or lower, so it backfires and we lose 1 health, and since we didn't do a successful spell, we can't do the ballyhoo at the moment, so that's pretty bad. Alright, and that already was their turn as well. And now it's the foe's attack turn again. Well, actually, I'm thinking whether or not Nadasen should now use the Mystic Mirror, because we're not doing too well yet. I think we will use the Mystic Mirror. That means we just reflect all damage to the foe, so we need to remove that one here. And yeah, we just reflect the attack of Nephilim back. So now let's roll. I hope we roll a 17 or 20. No, let's hope we roll a 9 to 12, because that would do a little bit of damage. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. The damage is always the same, pretty much. That's a 1. Okay, so that is 2 damage, which we reflect back. So now they are down to 2, so they're already almost gone. And that 1 magic deduction we don't need to apply because of the Mystic Mirror. So that is pretty good. So we're now back to Nadasen again. So it's Nadasen's turn. We still have 2 damage we need to inflict here. What we could do is just do Summon the Toad, so we can cross it off the list and attempt a ballyhoo. I think that's the best thing to do. So let's do this. Summon the Toad is a roll of 3. That is a 19. So 1 health less, but we also need to deduct 1 health here because we successfully attacked the foe with a spell, and then Mimsy will attempt a ballyhoo. We did the Summon the Toad here, that is great. So 3 of 6 are done, and Mimsy will now attempt a ballyhoo, and let's hope. Yes, there we go. Perfect. So the foe is a goner, and we can also put the ballyhoo cube on here, which is great. So yeah, there we go. So we defeated the first foe. The killing blow, Mimsy actually did that with the ballyhoo, so we will put that now where Mimsy is. I can't put it to Mimsy directly, so I will just put it here. So this is not the wave 1, right? This is just the yeah, just Mimsy's thing. So now it says all familiars get +5 magic. So at any time, Mimsy can use that, and then everybody will get 5 magic back, which is pretty good. All right. So and now we're moving towards wave 2, and what we do there is several things. So first, all our familiars reset their magic points back to max, but not the health points. These will stay. Then we will uncover the next coven, like the next witch or wizard we could rescue, and that is Ember. That is a fire mage. We don't have a fire alignment here, so that one will just be discarded. Next thing we do is we reveal the foe that we will be fighting against. That is a level 3 foe. That was a level 2 one, so that one will be tougher, and that is Pyromander. These names are really cool. I really like those. So let's take a look here. That's Pyromander, alignment fire, level 3. We have attacks here. Also, we have some backfire, which is good. And the reward is to instantly deal 5 damage to one foe, which is really good. And they will get 18 health in this case. That is a lot. So we put that here to 18, like this. And yeah, that is the foe we will be fighting against now. Okay, cool. So, and what we also do, the last thing we do is we take the turn tracker, and go one forward. So it's possible actually that the foes can actually start the next wave. So you see there are a lot of really interesting mechanisms in here, which is pretty cool. But I will talk about that in my review a little bit later. Okay, so, and now we will continue. So now it's Mimsy's turn here. So we definitely need to get these things going. Oh, it's a fire foe. That means we can use our elemental spell here, because that's effective against fire. Perfect. So I will use that elemental spell, Drizzle Dance. That costs us 2 HP. And we need to roll a 5 or higher. Well, I can do that, right? Yes, that is a 7. So we do 4 damage, which is really good. And we can also put that here, because we did an elemental spell. And of course, Nuddison will scream out Ballyhoo and attempt to support, which doesn't work. So we lose 1 more health. Okay, they're not doing too well with health, but so far it's fine. Like the maximum health they can lose is 6. Oh, that's a lot. But we do have the option to revive. I don't know if I will get to that point at some point, but if I will, you will see how that one works. Okay, so that was Mimsy's turn. I think we're through with that. So now it's the foe's turn. Let's roll for them. And that is a 1, which is okay. So there's 2 damage for each of those. And also they lose 2 magic each. Okay. Alright. Magic is not that tough because not that bad because we have that reward here that we can use. So that's pretty okay. Alright, so now it's Nullison's the third's turn. So what will we do? I would really like to unlock that card here rather sooner than later, right? Yeah, I think so. Also, I will be adjusting the exposure off and on, just so that you don't wonder. Okay, so what do we do? So we could do a physical attack because we can't use our elemental spell. We could heal a little bit, right? So that means that we can add 1 health for each magic paid, right? So we could actually like heal everyone up. Use all the magic, and then we have that one here that we could use. I think, you know what? I think I will heal a little bit. It's kind of bad because, oh, by the way, we used that special ability here. Sorry about that. That's what we could do. What we could also do is that we use that 4-leaf clover now, because then that's the 5th or 6th things we need to do to unlock our strong spells, and we could give that to Mimsy for the next attack. That might also be an option. And then just hope that we will not die here, right? We could still use our special ability, so I think I will use this, and that says give this card to another familiar to use it in the next turn. So I will put that right here so I don't forget. So Mimsy will get to use that. So we used our artifact, that is fine. And that's it. So now it is Mimsy's turn again. So Mimsy will have to use this. So choose an attack action to perform, roll twice and use the total to determine the effect of that action. If the total is greater than 20, add 2 damage. And we will of course do our elemental spell again just because it's that strong against Pyromander. So you see already that it's a little bit different, right? Because here we have only unlocked 3 so far, here we have unlocked already 5. So I usually try to unlock them as quickly as possible, but that's not always possible. So that's why, I will just go with the flow pretty much, right? So use our elemental spell again. That is Drizzle Dance. That costs us 2 magic, and we need to roll a 5 or better. Oh, that's only a 2. Oh no, that's so bad. That is really bad. But still, we can still do that. Oh well. Yeah, I think that should be possible. We could still do that. So we add +2 damage, right? Because it doesn't say that the action needs to be successful here, right? So we will just do that. So we need to roll twice and have greater than 20 together. That is 19. And that is 7. So that's 26. So we add +2 damage. So I suppose we can damage further. But that was a pretty bad turn. We didn't do a whole lot at all. So we can't even do a ballyhoo. So that is pretty much it. And now it's Pyromancer's turn. Will I use Mystic Mirror? In wave 2 already? I think I will use Mystic Mirror because they can do so much damage. So I will use that again so we can reflect the attack back. We are rolling a 2, so that is only 2 damage, but they will just receive it instead of us. We will also not lose any magic, so that is pretty good. That was the foe's turn, and now it's Nutterson's turn again. So what will we do? I will now do the healing stuff, I think. Yeah, I think I will do that because we don't do a lot of damage with Nutterson anyway at the moment. At the end, I will finish off with a physical attack, and then we can unlock that maybe. So we can now spend as many magic points to heal 1 familiar. Nutterson is definitely in a worse shape because Minty still has 7, and here we still have only 5. So I will spend, how much will I spend? Let me spend like 5 magic to heal Nutterson up to 10. I think that is okay. Yeah, I think we can do that. Okay, that works. And now we can continue with Mimsy's turn. Mimsy will do that special attack again, just because we are that effective. So we need a 5 or higher. We rolled a 2 again, but it was stopped by that pebble. Well, then I just need to roll better next time. That is bad. We are not doing any damage at the moment. And that also cost us 2 magic points for nothing. Okay, it's Pyromancer's turn. They roll a 2 again. What is wrong with me today? Rolling only 2s. So 2 damage each. And also loss of 2 magic, which is really bad because we have no magic left. Then we will have to use that one here. Yeah, we will have to use that one for sure. Okay, so it is Nutterson's turn again. Nutterson will just do a physical attack because that's the last thing we need to do. Let's hope that this is successful. So we need to roll a 7 or higher to actually do damage. And we have a 9, which is good. So 9 is a hit, does 1 damage. And you see we put the last cube on here, and that means we have now unlocked this card. We can turn it over. And now let me show you what that means, because that means that we have now access to more stuff. So you see here we have Supernova. We just flip a coin, we flip it 3 times, and we can do like a lot of damage there and also get a lot of magic. That is really good, right? We just have a 50-50 chance to get anything. But it costs like 4 magic, right? So if we have like 2 eyes, then we get that magic back. Starblazer, pick a foe, roll to use one of their attacks against a foe of your choice. That is pretty interesting. And then we have Time Spiral. Deal a total of 8, split amongst any number of foes, but we need to roll a 12 or higher. With the 11 or less, it backfires, and also we need to use also spend health. And then we have Revive. So now we can start reviving fallen familiars by flipping coins. I will show you later how that works. So you see that the familiars do get stronger as you unlock their other spells, which is a pretty cool touch. Okay, that was everything for Nutterson. Now we will go to Mimsy. Mimsy can't do anything without magic, really. We could try physical attack, but I don't really want to do that. So I think what I will do is use Nephilim here. So everyone gets 5 magic back, like that. And then we will do our spell again, our elemental spell again, and hope I will roll a 5 or higher. Come on. A 10. Okay. So that now does 4 damage, which is really nice. Okay, so we're doing better, and Nadasen will of course attempt a ballyhoo. So let's just hope that we are lucky. We are. Wonderful. So it's another 2 damage here. Okay, so now, yeah, Pyroman only has 3 health left, so we can actually make it. Will I use the healing water? I think I will, because they are able to one-shot Mimsy now. They are able to. Okay, so, oh, wait. Yeah, I can use it. I can use it on anyone's turn. So that's like a special ability. I can use it anytime. So we will use that. So we can return 1 familiar to full health. So let's get her to full health, because Nadasen is still okay with the 8 health they have. Okay, so now it's Pyromander's turn again. That is a 14. That does 4 damage. Yeah, I think that would have killed Mimsy. So that's 4 damage each. So we're down to 11 here and down to 4 here. Also, each of them will lose 3 magic. Ooh. Okay. So I do have a plan now. My plan now is, because Nadasen only has 2 magic left, the only thing they can do with that is the elemental spell, which won't work because that's the wrong alignment here. But we could summon the toad. That only does 1 damage, but we only need a roll of 3, and then we can do the ballyhoo, and that will be enough to defeat them. So that is pretty much what I'm going for now. So let's spend 1 magic here. Let's roll a 3 or higher. It's a 14, so we do 1 damage, and Mimsy will now attempt a ballyhoo. Oops, that did not work. So that backfires. With Mimsy, I will do the same, because we only have one magic left. So we will summon the toad for 1 damage, which works. Wonderful. And Nadasen, with the last magic point, will attempt a ballyhoo. So let's just hope that this works. Of course not. Okay, so now we... What do we do? Do I use my missing mirror again? I don't think I should. You know what? I will just risk it and hope that they don't kill us. I hope so. Let's just... Yeah. Okay, let's just hope. That is a 2. That does 2 damage. 2 damage. We lose 2 magic each, but we don't have any magic left. So, okay. That is okay. I forgot to move the toad, and now it's Nadasen's turn again. Okay, let's do the same thing. Summon the toad. No, we don't have any magic left. Then we will have to do a physical attack. We have no magic left, so just punch. Just punch them. Okay, so we need a 7 or higher for a hit. That is a 10. So we actually do 1 damage, and the Pyromander is gone. That was really tough. So Nadasen gets the reward here. That is the Pyromander. So that we can instantly deal 5 damage to any foe. That is good, because we are almost dead here. Okay. So we're now approaching wave 3. So let's refill all our magic points here. Then we will reveal the next coven. That is air, the air mystic. So we have to discard that one again. So the last wave will have 2 of those. That means there we will have the 2, like in the last round, the last wave, we will have the 2 mystics that we can actually use. Okay, and now we will have 2 foes. So we have a level 1 foe and another level 1 foe. So these are easier, but then again, they also are more. Like we have like 2 enemies, right? So let's take a look at them. So first of all, we have Scraggle here, alignment air. The ability is foul wind. All familiar rolls gets -1. That is really bad. But you see, like, the attacks are pretty low. The reward is force a foe or familiar to re-roll. That is not too bad. That's pretty good, actually. That's a good ability. I would have liked that before. And the HP is 15. That is quite high for level 1 foe, I'd say. And then we have we have Gruffle Badger. The ability is Spiky Skin. if this foe is hit by a physical attack, attacking familiar loses one health. Okay, so physical attacks are the problem here. And then we see like the damage is even less. All foe attacks -1 damage this round. Okay, that will be helpful for wave 4. And then the HP is 15 also. Okay, I see. Good. And that is the foes you will be going up against now. Okay, cool. So and so we did pretty much everything, and now we move the turn tracker farther, so it's Mimsy's turn now. So there's air, there's earth, both are not effective there. We still need to do a lot with Mimsy. So let me think. We could actually use the Spicy Boys thing here. It means just we have a chance that the foe's attacks backfire. No, we will keep that, I think, for wave 4, but that means that we will unlock Mimsy's special abilities very, very late. That is pretty bad, but, well, I guess that's the way it is. Oh, by the way, we did use that special ability at some point, so we achieved that. So what we'll do with Mimsy, we can't do a whole lot, actually. We might use Mimsy just to heal a little bit. I think that might be an idea, right? So I think I will use Healing Paw, and we'll use, let's say, 6. Let's use 7 magic points to heal Nudison up to 9. I think that's not too bad. I think that's a pretty good idea, pretty good thing to do. And then it's the foe's turn. So let's start with Scraggle. So that is an 11. That's pretty high. So everybody loses 2 health and 1 magic. Like that. And then we have to roll for Gruffle Badger as well. That is a 12, which heal plus 4 health, but it's already at max health, so it can't heal more than the starting HP, so that is okay. That was a lost turn for Gruffle Badger, which is pretty good. And now it's Nudison's turn. Nudison I will definitely have to start using these attacks here. And why don't we use Supernova? That can deal up to 6 damage. That wouldn't be too bad, but keep in mind, these are the advanced spells, so we can't do a Ballyhoo then, right? Only for the beginner spells. So I don't know if that's a good idea, but it could deal between 0 and 6 damage. That would not be too bad. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. Yeah, why don't we do that Supernova here? So 6. So we go down to 6, and then we flip a coin 3 times. We need to count all the eyes. So 1 eye. 2 eyes. Okay. Well, that's good. 2 eyes. Okay. So we have 2 eyes. So we get back our 4 magic points, which is really good. And we also deal 4 damage to all foes. Right? And also 4 magic for Mimsy here. So that is then down to 11 and down to 11. Wow, that is really good. I will still keep that Pyromander to just get rid of those quickly. You see, that is a really strong move. Now you see, right, how you actually advance in this game, right? Just by unlocking these abilities here. Okay, so that was Nudison's turn. Now it's Mimsy's turn. Remember, we can't do the Ballyhoo because that was an advanced spell. Okay, I don't want to use the artifact now. I think I will use it in wave 4. A physical attack might be an idea because we can't do a whole lot here. We could heal again. Actually, that might be an idea to always use that special ability here and then always heal with Mimsy. I think that's a pretty good idea for now. So let's do the Healing Paw again. I will spend, how much will I spend? Let's spend 4 to give that 4 to Mimsy. I can't always see exactly where the beads are. I will talk about that in my review later on. So I hope that I'm doing everything correctly here. Okay, and that was already Mimsy's turn. So now it's the foes again. So Scraggle will start attacking with a 17, which does 4 damage to each. Oh, that is pretty tough. That is pretty tough. And then Gruffle Badger will roll a 1, which is only 1 damage each. Okay, Nudison is not feeling too well, but Nudison will again do that attack, do the Supernova one. So, okay, let's just hope. That's 1. That's 2. And that's 3. Nice. So we did have to spend 4 magic points, but we get back 6, so we're back to full, and they are up to 9, and each of them loses 6 health, which is really good. So we can get them down to 5 and them down to 5 as well. And what Nalison will also do is use that Paramander now, because that deals 5 damage to one foe. So bam, Scraggle is gone. So we actually have another reward here, which is forcing a foe or familiar to re-roll. So that was a really cool move now, because one foe is gone, we only have Gruffelbadger left, and that should not be an issue, and they're both back to full magic points. And now it's Mimsy's turn. Mimsy will now heal again. So Mimsy will just use... Well, let's heal Nutterson as much as we can. So let's use... How about 7? I think use 7 here to get Nutterson back up to 9, like this. I think that's not too bad. And that already was Mimsy's turn. So it's Gruffle. Well, we did do a spell, right? We did do a healing spell. And that... No. I'm just thinking. And I thought we could do Ballyhoo then, but that only works with attack spells. So no, healing doesn't work. Okay, which makes kind of sense. Okay, so now it's Gruffelbadger's turn. Let's roll. Hopefully not too high. Well, 12 is pretty high. Healing 4 again. You must be kidding me. Okay, so Gruffelbadger is healing. So Nutterson, well, we will do the same thing with Nutterson again, I'd say. So spend 4 and do our Supernova. Nice. 1. Still. 2. So we get our 4 magic back. Mimsy gets 4 magic as well. And we do 4 damage here. So only 5 health left. That is pretty good. And Mimsy will heal again, because we need to get up to... I think that's pretty much like the thing we can do, because they never deal too much damage, right? So we can kind of drag it out here. I think that is fine. So with Mimsy we will use... you know what? Let's heal them back up to full. Let's use all 6, and then they are at 12. I think that's pretty good. So 12 health, 9 health. We need a lot of health for the wave 4, and we still can heal twice. We can still reflect and attack. So we are doing okay, and we have that Spicy Boys that we will use later on. So that all looks pretty good. Okay, so then it's Gruffelbadger's turn again. Let's see here. That is a 9. That heals 4 again. Okay, that's getting on my nerves at the moment. So I might have to do something different here. Yeah, I think that we could use that time spiral here, right? With Nutterson. We would have to roll a 12 or higher, but we would deal 8 damage. So Gruffelbadger would be pretty much dead. Almost, at least. We could try that, right? Because they just keep healing. That is pretty annoying. Well, we could also use Scraggle in order to have the foe re-roll, right? So they don't heal. Will that help us? I don't quite know. So let me think. I will do one more time the Supernova here. And then, depending on how much magic points we have, I might heal with Mimsy again. And then the round after that, I will try that time spiral. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's spend the 4 magic here to do our coin flips. That's 1. Oops. Still 1. Oh, that was not right. Like this. 2. Okay. So 4 magic back. We get 4 magic here. Oops. And then do 4 damage here. Okay, and Mimsy will use the 4 magic to heal Nutterson back to full, which is really nice. Okay. And now we could use that Scraggle in case they try to heal again, because we don't want that. So it's Gruffelbadger's turn. With a 20. A 20 would do 3 damage each. Okay, that's fine. I will take that. That's better than healing. So down to 9 here. Okay. And then it's Nutterson's turn. So Nutterson will use that same attack again. Yeah. Supernova. Because now we should be able to do it, I hope. Okay, so we need at least 2 good coin throws. Uh-oh. So that one didn't work? Oh no. Oh no, all 3 failed. That is pretty bad. So nothing happens. That is bad. Okay, then it is Mimsy's turn. Mimsy can't really do anything because it doesn't, because they don't have any magic left. So what we could do is just do a physical attack. We would lose 1 health, but we can at least cross a physical attack off the list. So let's do a 5 or higher, please. That is a 9. So we do 1 damage there, but we also lose 1 health ourselves, but we can continue unlocking these strong spells. Okay, now it's Gruffelbadger's turn. That is an 18, which would be another 3 damage each. Okay, I will take that for now. We can still heal up back to full, so I think that's okay. And now it's Nadazin's turn again. Well, we do the same thing again, right? That's 4 magic. Let's just hope we can make it. Okay, 1. We just need 1 more and we... Yes, we got 2. But let's just go all out. Okay, 2. That means we get 4 magic back, but doesn't really matter at the end of the round. And Gruffelbadger is a goner. So, we have now these 2 abilities here. That is pretty good. Let me put them like this. Okay, that's wonderful. So we finished wave 3 and now we get to wave 4. And that will be the toughest. I'll show you in a minute. So magic points refilled. And then let's uncover these. So you see now these are the 2 we need, right? So let me just show you these close up so you can see them a little bit better. So we have Cyrena here, the Water Witch. That is for Mimsy. And we can return Mimsy to full health immediately. That is amazing, right? So Mimsy can be healed just immediately. And then we have Akasha, which is for Nadazen the 3rd. And that means reflect all damage from a foe's attack onto that foe. All other effects are cancelled. So it's pretty much like the special ability Mystic Mirror again, right? And just so that we can do it for each, for all foes. That is really, really good. So these are really good attacks. Like abilities, I mean. So let me put that one here and that one there. So now we have a lot of abilities here. We have that. We still have a few spells. So I think we're doing okay. Now let's look at our foes. So we have a level 1 foe, but also a level 3 foe. So we have Scoodle and we have the Swag. Okay. So let's take a look at those. So first of all, we have Scoodle, alignment water, which doesn't help us because we are not good against water. And you see, okay, so no healing next round. Okay, so that one is definitely doable. Reward 1 familiar heals plus 6 health. So it might be an idea to kill that one first. And gets 12 HP. That is not a whole lot. That is good. Okay, and then we also have the Swag, alignment air. We are not effective against that either. Future sight, all familiars rolls get -2. Oh, that is not good. And then also we have the attacks here. Alright, I see. And 20 -1 is pretty bad because we lose the crystals for special abilities. That is bad. And then instantly deal 4 damage to all foes. Okay, but 17 HP. Well, it is a level 3 foe after all. Okay. Okay, I see. So, and now we continue here. So it's Mimsy's turn. Mimsy needs to heal. You know what? Before that, foe will get all our crystals gone. Mimsy will just use the special ability. Well, we can use it anyway. We can do something else as well. You know what? I think I will now use the artifact, the Spicy Boys. Right? Let me read that again. We flip a coin, and then I will tell you what happens. So let's flip the coin. That's the one we don't want. But if that happens, then half the foe attacks backfires, rounded up, and half of the foe attack is directed at the familiars. Okay, so we only receive half the damage this round. So let me just put that here so I don't forget. And then Mimsy will also use the special ability here. Oh, we used the artifact, right? So we finished that card. Let me do that first. We can turn that over, and then we can take a look at what Mimsy can do now, because now we have more We have the Helper spell, Siren Spirit. All familiars gain 3 health. Oh, that's good. Powerful spell, Sea Swell. That does 4 damage. And if you have 8 or more health, then you deal 6 damage instead. That's one of my most favorite spells, actually. Then Soggy Smooch. It can backfire. But one foe loses 6 health, another foe gains 3, and you gain 3 health. Really interesting. And then we have Revive, just like all the familiars have as their special ability at the bottom there. Okay, good. So that one, and then we will use the Healing Water now to bring one familiar back to full health, and that will be Mimsy for now. Okay, so that was Mimsy's turn. Now it's the foe's turns. So Scoodle will start. Scoodle will heal 3 health, which doesn't matter. And the Swag will do a 10, and that would be 3 damage. But we have that here rounded down, right? So it will only, like, it will do... okay, so it will have the foe attacks backfires. That's rounded up, so it will do 2 damage to itself. Oh, what am I doing here? That's the wrong cube. Sorry, like that. And half the foe attacks rounded down. That is 1 damage and will be directed at the foes. So we definitely receive less damage than we would have received otherwise. So that one is used as well. Okay, so it is now Nodison's turn again. So what will we do? Well, that Supernova is pretty nice, right? But we could also just heal first. Like the Time Spiral would be great. With that, we could really do a lot of damage. But we would also have to be quite lucky. But I think I will do that. Well, we also have these things here. We could also use these things, right? Like for all foe attacks. No, we can't use them yet. These are all like for the foes. You know what? I will actually use that Time Spiral now, because if we don't roll that, I can use this card here, Scraggle, which forces a foe or familiar to re-roll again. So that is pretty good. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so Time Spiral, that is 2 magic and 2 health that we need to spend. And we need a 12 or higher. 16! Well, nice. Perfect. So now we can deal 8 damage split among these foes, and because it was successful, we can do another spell, right? We can do another turn, but we can't use Time Spiral again, because Time Spiral can only be used once per game, it says here, right? But 8 damage, I will actually direct all of that to this one here, so that is 4 health left, and we can take another turn. And I think for the other turn we will do Supernova, because if we have just 2 good coin flips, then Scoodle will be gone already. That would be amazing. I think I will do that. Okay. So that is a 4 magic we need to spend, and let's hope for 2. That's 1, that's fine. And another one, please. Yes, we have 2. Let's do a third one just for the fun of it. No. Okay, so that's 4 magic each of one receives and 4 damage to Scoodle. So yeah, that one is gone. By the way, if you wondered, right, that all familiar rolls get -2, but we still could use our other spell because we needed a 12 at least, and we had a 16, right? -2 would have been 14, also more than enough. Okay, so that one is gone, and so Nodison gets another ability here. 1 familiar heals 6 health. And actually, you know what? Let's use that immediately to heal back up to 10 here. Let's do that immediately, so that is wonderful. Okay, so it's now Mimsy's turn. Mimsy can also heal 1 back up to full health and here as well. So I think we're doing really fine at the moment. You're witnessing a really good game. That might be one of my best games so far. I hope I didn't mess up any rules, but I think that should be fine. As usual, I will put subtitles here, or I will put corrections in the pinned comment, just in case I do anything wrong. Okay, it's Mimsy's turn. So what can we do? We have 8 or more health, right? So we could do that Sea Swell, which would grant us 6 damage, which would be a lot. We need an 8 or higher, but we do have that reroll card here. So let's do that. That is 5 magic, which is quite a lot. And then we need, what do we need? 8 or higher. That is a 19. Well, that is more than enough, so we deal 6 damage. So down to 9 here. That is just wonderful. And now it's the Swog's turn. You know what? I think I will start using my ability. So let's use Akasha here to reflect all damage back to that foe. Let's do that. A 2 would only be 2 damage. I could force a reroll. No, that's fine. That's fine for now. So that is 2 damage reflected back. So that is fine. And now it's Nutterthan's turn. I think I will use that supernova again. It's really good, right? It's a really good thing. So let's do that again. 5, and then let's do that. Oh, perfect. That's 2 damage. Still 2 damage. Still 2 damage. Okay. So we get 2 magic back. They get 2 magic and 2 damage here. That's not too bad. That is pretty okay. So, Mimsy, what will Mimsy do? That sea swell was pretty good. So let's do that again. That's another 5 magic here. And we need an 8 or higher. That is a 9. Well, that's close, but it works. And we have 8 or more health, so we do 6 damage. And the Swog is defeated. So that was a really good game because we finished the game. We defeated all waves of enemies. We didn't even use all our abilities here. And we are still doing really well here. That was a really good game. I was quite lucky. I did, of course, choose Mimsy and Nutterson. That was not an accident to choose these two, because I think these two complement each other very well, because Nutterson can do a lot of damage. Mimsy has a lot of healing potential, so that worked really well. If you have left games with only healers or games with families who only hit hard, it will be pretty hard. Right? I needed that healing water, for example. And we also had a few other things that helped us quite a lot, so we were quite lucky there, right? Nutterson could generate magic points, Mimsy could heal, so there was a lot of potential there. So that's the end of my playthrough, and that should give you a pretty good idea of how the game is played. But what do I think about it? Well, let me tell you. First of all, the theme and art style are really cute. These familiars are just immensely adorable. Of course, theme and artwork are not the most important factors, but they can surely make a good game even better, or at least more attractive to people who don't play games too often. The general concept of the gameplay is nothing new, really, to be honest. Since you're essentially rolling to use powers of asymmetric characters. We have seen that before, but the game is strongly elevated, in my opinion, by a lot of small touches. You can level up not only with experience points like in other games, but by performing specific actions, which is really great, like these actions that are indicated on the training scroll here. Also, you have the Ballyhoo attack, which is a really cool thing, a limited special ability, and also you have a mechanism that rewards the character to actually finish off the enemies down here. So there are a lot of things that you don't have in other games. And all of these aspects really elevate the otherwise quite standard gameplay quite a lot. Yet luck is a really large factor here. You can definitely lose the game if you are very unlucky. Yes, you know this when playing this game, but it can be frustrating nonetheless. When you get the feeling as if there's nothing you can do to actually win because you keep rolling dice and flipping coins. I would have appreciated some dice mitigation mechanism. Sure, you do have abilities like this one here, force a foe or familiar to re-roll, and also a few artifacts and rewards that can help, but some mitigation, like general mitigation, would have been great. The game rules are pretty well made. They are very well laid out, and I had only very minimal questions, and that is great. That is a great thing. I got a small nitpick here. I like the components in general, but these beads here to track magic and health are a bit too large for my taste and not translucent enough. To see the numbers better, I'd either make them a little bit smaller and more transparent, or maybe use rings that you put around the number to show the current numbers. It is also great that the solo mode is included, and it works really well because you move twice after the enemies have finished their turn. This lets you act as often as the players in a two-player game. Also, the enemies are a little bit easier, and you can completely heal up after wave 2, like once per game. That is all really well done. Still, the cooperative mode is way stronger, since the Ballyhoo, Revive, artifact cards, and the leveling system are not present in the solo game. If possible, I would always play the cooperative mode, or as an option, you can play the game two-handed, like I just did. just to choose 2 characters instead of 1. You can play really well with that because the game doesn't have too many overhead in terms of rules. All in all, I really enjoy playing this game. I'm sure I'll introduce more people to it. I'm sure the art will interest a lot of people, even non-gamers. And if you enjoy playing cooperative games that are more approachable and have a cute art style and some really interesting mechanism, this game might be just for you. It's not as tough to get into like other cooperative games such as Spirit Islands or Dawn of the Zeds or games like that. Alright, as I'm packing together the game after my recording, I just realized that I missed to say a few things about what actually will change from the preview copy and the production copy then later on. So there are a few things. So you probably saw that here we have like these little stars that say specific things, right? Oh, let me get that out of the way. So so there was supposed to be a mechanism in here for critical hit and critical miss. That one will be removed, so that will not be in the final game. You also saw that I didn't play with that. Also here at the bottom, you didn't quite see it during the recording, but there are a few more stars here. Refilling magic points, that is still true between each wave, but enabling the advanced spell scroll, discarding unused artifacts, that is not a thing anymore. So that will all be changed. Then there are a few other changes. So there seem some reviewers and playtesters probably somehow didn't like the coin too much, I suppose, which is a shame because I really like it. I think it has a great weight. It's like a really nice poker chip. You can flick it really nice. I like that mechanism a lot because it just switches up the game a little bit. You don't always roll because you use that coin, but it will probably be removed for the production copy or made a little bit lighter. So we will see about that. Then generally the components will be made better, so everything, the box and the cars and everything will be upgraded. So this will definitely look a lot nicer then. I think it already is quite nice as it is. I actually like the box the way it is quite a lot. It just has that just a different charm, right? But that will all be upgraded for the production copy. Also, a lot of playtesters found the game too easy. I don't know if I would say that. So I had some games that were pretty tough, but yes, today's game you saw was pretty easy. So I didn't have any issues whatsoever, pretty much, right? So the game difficulty is being adjusted at the moment, so it will become harder in the future. And speaking about the game board, another thing that will also be, it is a little bit busy maybe, right? So it will be a little bit less busy in the new version. I saw a new version of the board already and it looks pretty cool. I actually like it. That is also a cool design change. And also the common cards have been changed, but I already played with the new rules that you can use them at any time during that wave, right? I think in the beginning it was meant that you only can use them in the next turn. That was a little bit rough, but that way it's much better. So a few things will be changed. I think most of them for the better. I'm not quite sure about the coin yet, but the rest pretty much for the better. So looking forward to seeing like the final product then. Also there have been some other rebalancing and redesign choices. So just that you know that this is a preview copy, a prototype copy, which is already nice, but it will definitely be changed a lot and made quite a lot nicer for the production copy. So if you enjoyed what you saw here, why don't you check out the campaign yourself? You'll find the link in this video's description as usual. Alright, that's all for today. Thank you for watching in case you're still doing so. I highly appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you let me know by liking and commenting? And if you want to support me further, I'd be really happy about a subscription. You can also hang out with us on my Discord server. The link is in this video's description as well. Thank you so much for watching. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.